What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we're here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing my match review, match reaction and match analysis of Manchester City's 2-1 defeat in the Carabao Cup 4th round against Tottenham Hotspur away from home. So we're going to digest everything that happened in this game, all the talking points. We'll speak about the injuries, we'll speak about the performance, we'll speak about the tactics and everything else from this game. So before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, TikTok and my big up. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the video. 100 likes is the aim, and do let me know your thoughts as well in the comments below. Finally, I want to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Football Prizes. Remember, guys, you can go and check out that signed Manchester City shirt from City legend Sergio Aguero. So do go and check that out. You've got many instant prizes to be won as well. Tickets cost £3.95 per ticket. There's 249 tickets available. The competition runs until Friday the 1st of November, with the competition ending at 7:30 PM GMT. So not too much longer left on the prize. So do go and check that out. That would be much appreciated. Anyone that does check out Football Prizes does help to support the future content created here on my channel. So we saw from Manchester City in this game, we made many changes to the team. We saw a few youngsters being given the opportunity, including James McAtee, which is what was expecting. It was great to see Nico O'Reilly as well getting more minutes for Manchester City, getting a full 90 minutes as well, which was really good to see. We also saw some much needed rest for the likes of Erling Haaland, which obviously had to be one of the main aims from this game. The other player I was looking towards was Bernardo Silva, and the fact that we've had to chuck Bernardo Silva on with him getting just over 30 minutes here tells me that things haven't really gone to plan for Manchester City, not from a results perspective but more from an injury perspective, because it's disaster. We had 6 senior first team players out. We've got a very small squad, and in the warm-ups for this game, Manuel Akanji was selected to start this game, picked up an injury. Waiting for clarification about how serious that is. I'm hoping it was just a precaution as to why he was no longer selected for this game and not made available for selection, and Ruben Dias ended up coming in instead, because we saw Akanji go onto the bench and Akanji obviously didn't come off the bench. So I'm hoping that it's just a precaution and he will be good to go, and we'll be able to say that it's not 8 senior first team players out injured and it'll just be 7. I say just, there's still a very big number. We saw Savinho stretched off as well in the second half. It looked like originally he'd been stepped on, so I was wondering if it was some kind of injury to his foot or something. I'm not sure if he's twisted his ankle, but the fact that he couldn't stand up, he was in a heap of pain, looks like he was in a lot of pain and had to be stretchered off the pitch, tells me that he's more than likely going to be missing for Saturday. So we're going to be at least 7 senior players down, and we'll be able to name a starting 11, but when it comes to the substitute bench, the rest of it's going to have to be made up of goalkeepers and youngsters, because we were down to the bare bones heading into this game. I don't mind that we've gone out as long as we weren't embarrassed, and we have gone out and we haven't been embarrassed, so I'm not entirely fussed about that. I wanted to escape out of Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with us picking up no injuries, and potentially we picked up 2 injuries to 2 senior first team players, which to me is an absolute disaster. So if we are struggling for numbers going into the weekend's game, I want to let Manchester City know directly from me, and we saw it from the JSGC faithful on my live stream as well. We're available for selection. You know, sort me out a shirt, shorts, socks. I'll get the boots sorted. We're ready to go. We'll be available for selection. Making myself available, Manchester City. If we're needing the numbers, JSGC is available on Saturday. We're down to the bare bones. It's going to cost Man City very little. We've got the options, and I'm right-footed, so I can play on that right wing. And, you know, I might not be able to run up and down or do too much because my football skills are terrible, but I'm an option. Okay, and I think that's the important thing here. I'm an option. Anyway, in terms of the performance for Manchester City, not great that after 25 minutes you're 2-0 down. First opportunity of the game, Timo Werner put the ball into the back of the net. A good finish from Timo Werner as well. Then he spent the rest of the game looking like he didn't know how to score a goal. Tottenham really should have come away with 4 or 5 goals from this game. They didn't. They weren't feeling that clinical, and they're just happy to go through and win this game. And I think Man City are happy just not to have conceded 4 or 5 goals and ended up exiting out the competition, because we know now that we get a nice week-long rest at some point in December, and that will do our squad the world of good heading into what is going to be a very busy festive period at the end of December. So it was well within City's best interest, I think, if we're wanting to win the Premier League and taking serious the Champions League and things, that we head out of the competition now. In an ideal world, we could have gone out in the 3rd round, but we ended up going through. And so is it a disgrace to go out to Spurs away from home? No. Is there plenty to ponder and think about? Yes. Is there concerns in the team? Absolutely. I think the slowing down of the pace of the play, the transitions, the link-up play for Manchester City in particular in that midfield just wasn't working. I know we've got a couple of youngsters in there, but I'm looking at the starting 11. I'm hoping that Phil Foden's going to drop a bit deeper. He occupied as a striker because we've not got a backup striker for Erling Haaland. I've no idea why in the summer transfer window, why we didn't go and sign a backup striker once we'd let Julian Alvarez go. We're putting a lot of reliability onto Oscar Bob, and once we knew the severity of his injury at the beginning of August, why we've not spent the rest of August trying to find a backup striker, because here we are. That midfield looked disjointed. We brought Ilkay Gundogan in to help with midfield numbers, and I feel really sorry for Gundogan. He's 34 years old and he's expected to start and play in near enough every single game this season for Manchester City. He is a squad rotated player. He should be an option for Man City, and at the moment wouldn't be anything other, but because we're down to the bare bones, there's reliability on Ilkay Gundogan, and if we've got reliability on Ilkay Gundogan, we then have to speak about his performances so far this season, and to me, he looks off the pace. That sabbatical that he's had in Barcelona has slowed down his pace. He's struggling to adapt with the pace and physicality of the league once more. He's not got age on his side this time. He's only got a 12-month contract, and to me, looks like he's off the pace for Manchester City. And if you're a player that looks off the pace, you're going to stand out, and that's what I'm seeing in Manchester City's midfield. So I would like to, going forward, see more from Man City's midfield. Now, in terms of our defence, if Manuel Akanji is fit and ready and good to go, I'd like to start to see us do something that we saw more during our treble-winning season, which was John Stones going more into midfield. I'd rather see John Stones playing in that double pivot role for Manchester City and give him additional bit of support with someone from like Mateo Kovacic or of course Rico Lewis inverting and going into midfield to help with Manchester City. And then you've got the likes of Akanji, Dias, Ake, Gvardiol and also Kyle Walker when he comes back from injury as options there. So the options are there for Manchester City. It'd be nice to start to utilise them, and I'd like to see less reliability on Ilkay Gundogan. I love him to bits. He's a brilliant player. I'm never going to speak bad about Ilkay Gundogan, but I would like to see Manchester City just to try and change things up when it comes to the middle of the park with some fresh ideas and fresh legs, because at the moment it looks very leggy, and teams as good as Tottenham Hotspur are going to run that midfield ragged, and that's exactly what happened, and it's exposing to me that Man City have to do some business in January. Backup striker and a defensive midfielder are a must, and I can argue that we're still a couple more players, even if we brought them players in, we're still a couple of players short with how stretched thin this squad is. So that's what I took away from it. I'm not going to lose any sleep about Man City heading out of the competition. I took one massive positive away from this, and that is Matheus Nunes is starting to look like a really tidy player and a very reliable left winger, grabbing another goal for Manchester City, and hopefully he can continue his good form, and if we can come out, scramble and get 3 points at the weekend, weekend against Bournemouth, then I'd consider this defeat today well worth it. But Bournemouth will have been watching that and thinking counter-attacks, plenty of opportunities, target that, shots from range, clever set pieces like Spurs did with that second goal on 25 minutes from Pape Sarr. They'll be thinking there are some outlets there, and Bournemouth are in good form. Beat Arsenal at home, drew against Aston Villa away from home at the weekend. They've got good players, play good football. They're not a physical side, but they will take the game to Man City, so it's got to be a 10 out of 10 performance. It's got to be a better performance on Saturday than it was today. End of the day, we go out, we get extra rest. Well, a couple of players have picked up injuries. Fingers crossed that that's going to be nothing too serious. We can get the likes of Jack Grealish back ASAP, and we can start to look towards these massive 3 games that we've got, because this game is the first of 4 away games for Manchester City consecutively, and AFC Bournemouth coming up away from home, Sporting next Tuesday away from home, and Brighton away from home. Not easy trips, long distance for Manchester City, and plenty for Manchester City to think about. Hopefully, when it comes to a bad blip and losing games, that this will be the only L in the Manchester City column. But we know now we're not going to be winning the quadruple this season. We're not going to be winning the EFL Cup. Manchester City go out at the 4th round stage to Tottenham Hotspur. It is what it is. We get an extra week's rest in December. We don't have to worry about fatigue heading into the winter months here in England. So, there we go. They're my thoughts. Man City, remember, I'm available. If you need me on Saturday, just let me know through my email. You can find that in the description. Also, don't forget as well, if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships, by the way, you can use my email as well. That would be much appreciated. You can find that in the description. Social media links there in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Big Up. Remember, doing a live stream tomorrow at 4 p.m. GMT, where I'm going to give more of my thoughts of this game, more tactical analysis, and looking towards that Bournemouth game as well once it becomes clear about what we're looking at in terms of the injuries. Links in the description. Remember, anyone that does check out my Big Up does help to support the future content created here, not just on YouTube but also on Big Up as well, so I'd appreciate anybody checking that out. It is free to become a member of my channel, so that would be great. Also, don't forget as well to subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Do leave your thoughts in the comments below, and finally, do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Football Prizes, where you can go and check out that signed Manchester City shirt from City legend Sergio Aguero, plus many instant prizes to be won. £3.95 to enter per ticket. You can purchase as many tickets as you want. The more tickets you buy, the more likely it is that you're going to win. 249 tickets available for you guys to go and check out, and that closes on Friday, 1st of November at 7:30 p.m. GMT. So do go check that out. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.